Darren, after the highs of Monday and getting so close to being safe, it's another disappointment today, and you're not quite there yet, are you?
Not quite there. We've explained all week how important this game was. I have to apologise to the supporters because some of the defending was abysmal, and we all have to take responsibility as a group, and then we go into the next game and there has to be change.
You can look at all the 4 goals and there were opportunities for your team to stop them, wasn't there?
There was, and you think, I've asked the players, can they put the same consistent performance after the game on Monday? We worked on exactly the same principles. There was one change, which was Ben Whitfield, and they just played forward balls, they got to second balls, they were more aggressive, and they were clinical in the final third. And then when you pull it back to 2-1 and to concede like we did the third goal, it's very, very poor.
You said 2-1, you were back into it. Your players seem to think there was a foul on your goalkeeper, Johnny Maddison.
Yeah.
From what you're saying, you don't believe there was, and that you had to defend it better.
But to be fair, I've talked about that only because we've got one goalkeeper. So I talked about it in the training ground and from previous games where that's happened, and they're going to be trying be forceful around Johnny to try and make that mistake, and that's exactly what happened. I just expected the group to be a little bit more aggressive, more powerful, a little bit more forceful with the referee, so he's got to make that decision, but I just felt there wasn't a real commitment or desire like it was on Monday, and that's bitterly disappointing.
A real learning game for Johnny today, obviously conceding the penalty and then getting a bit roughed up for the third goal as well.
Again, we're talking about players learning, but I'm sick of it now. At this stage where they know if they get mathematically safe, it should have never got to this. And players have to understand that this was a really, really important game today. But I just didn't see that in body language or commitment or desire in defence. Having said that, we scored 2 goals, and we have had that problem of not scoring. So we came out in the second half. We changed the system to 3-4-3. Got back into the game. Looked like we were playing a lot more positive, and then we go and make the mistakes that we did for the third goal, and that's embarrassing.
Couldn't get much more attacking at the end. I think it was 4 up front, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, collectively I said you've got to get numbers forward, which is why we changed to the 3-4-3, brought Bevis on and was a little bit more direct, getting the ball into the forwards. But I think sometimes we're reluctant to play that forward ball early because that's all these teams are doing. They're turning our back 4 and picking up seconds and being aggressive in the final third, and sometimes it's quite simple, but just players at times overcomplicate it. But we never done that on Monday. Everything was absolutely spot on. That's what I'm disappointed about.
So 6 points clear of Hartlepool. I think it's 8 goals as well. It's still a slim possibility, but I guess you have to keep going until you eradicate any possibility of going down.
Yeah, we have to make sure that, I said, supporters are travelling today, paying good money to come and watch and support the football club. I expect every player, and when we were players, we were proud, and we went to the end, and we enjoyed defending, attacking, and I just feel at times there was 1 or 2 players where their body language didn't give me that impression that they looked like they was enjoying it, and I've not created that environment. I've created an environment which is based on hard work, discipline, which was exactly what we seen on Monday. Unfortunately, I've not seen that today, and I have to make sure that we sit down and we discuss as to why that was so poor.
Spoken about the uncertain futures for the majority of your squad. How much might that be affecting them over these closing games?
Whether it's affecting them or not, as a footballer, you've got to be strong enough to deal with that year in, year out. I mean, I was at the club for 5 years and only got 1-year contracts every year. But if that's their opportunity to show the board and perhaps whether all of us are right or wrong by tying up these contracts, they have to show that they want to fight for the football club, and they have to show more fight and commitment than that.
So 1 point needed, and forward now to the home game against Stevenage, where you need to get it clear to make sure you're out of trouble before that final game. You don't want it to be going to Colchester, do you?
Definitely not, no, and I think it's important we regroup now and address the situation as soon as possible and get back to basics, and I want this group to show fight in front of our home supporters next game.